My boyfriend, Pei Yu, had a serious car accident while buying me a birthday cake. He suffered a severe head injury and lost all his memory completely. He forgot every moment we spent together, forgot that I was the one he once loved deeply, and immediately fell for Nanji, a junior who had secretly admired and followed him for a long time. I held on to a glimmer of hope and stayed by his side, only to be met with his repeated coldness and hurt. On the very day he stole my long-prepared design work to please Nanji, I accidentally overheard his entire conversation with his friends outside a private room in a bar. Speaking of me, Pei looked smug and disdainful. Who knew losing my memory would work so well? Linja controls too much and sticks her nose into everything. She needs to be taught a lesson. Look, I just gave her design to Nanji, and she didn't dare say a word. His friends laughed along. You're the best at handling women, Brother Pei. But if you keep lying to her by pretending to have amnesia, aren't you afraid she'll find out and leave you for good? Pei Yu laughed infinitely, sounding certain she'll never find out. I have Fu Sheng covering for me. It's completely safe. Fu Sheng was Pei Yu's best roommate and the most wealthy and powerful heir in our circle, from an outstanding family that no one dared to offend. I stood outside the door, frozen to the core. I swallowed the surging heartache in disgust, pretended I had heard nothing, and turned to leave quietly. Back in the car, Fu Shen appeared beside me before I knew it. He gently put his arms around me from the side, his voice low and concerned. He still can't remember anything, can he? I didn't push him away and leaned into his chest. Tired and downhearted. It seems H.E.S. really forgotten all about me. He has a new girlfriend now. Fu Sheng. I've thought a lot. Maybe I should let go of the past and start a new relationship of my own. 3 months after Pei Yu pretended to lose his memory, I had foolishly dug out photos of us volunteering together at a rural primary school. I brought them to him hopefully, wishing these precious memories could bring back even a trace of the old him. I kept telling myself that Pei Yu had the accident because he was buying me a cake, and that it was my duty to stay and wait for him. I couldn't bear to think how sad he would be if I abandoned him and he ever regained his memory. But that naked conversation in the bar cut through all my obsession and attachment like a sharp, cold knife. I finally understood. He was never truly amnesiac. He had been acting from the very beginning. He was annoyed by my overprotectiveness, tired of my desire for exclusive love. So he used the car accident as an excuse to pretend to lose his memory. He got rid of me openly and started seeing the pretty, innocent junior Nanji. Not only did he steal my hard work to please his new lover, he also planned to take Nanji to see the Northern Lights in Northern Europe right after graduation, a place I had talked about for 2 full years, the place I most wanted to go with him. I always thought that if we went to the end of the world together, we would never be apart. Tears finally rolled down my cheeks. I threw the album full of our memories hard into a roadside trash can. No wonder every time I rushed to him with old photos, he looked at me with contempt and called me ridiculous. Now I realized how stupid I had been. I dried my eyes, went to a nail salon down the street for a nice manicure, and then went to my favorite restaurant for a big meal. I treated it as a final goodbye to the old me. It was nearly 10 o'clock when I left the restaurant. I stood on the street preparing to take a taxi when my phone and my bag started ringing wildly. The caller ID showed Fu Sheng. As soon as I answered, his anxious and flustered voice came through. Zhao. Where are you? Your roommate said you didn't go back to the dorm. I checked the lounge bar we usually go to. You weren't there. I lowered my eyes, hiding the mockery inside me, and spoke calmly. I was heading to the bar, but I got hungry halfway, so I came to eat instead. I paused and tested him on purpose. Is Pei Yu still at the bar? There was a short silence on the other end. Then he replied, H.E.S. already home. Zha, it's too late. You can't get back to the dorm. Go somewhere safe to rest. I laughed silently. It was Fu Sheng who had told me Pei Yu was at the bar. Naturally, they would find it strange that I never showed up. Fu Sheng immediately asked where I was, saying he would come pick me up. I gave him the restaurant's name, and before long, His car pulled up in front of me. Fu Sheng's handsome face appeared before me, his voice low and cold. Get in. I was a little surprised. He had sounded so worried and flustered on the phone, but now he was back to being the cold, quiet air. I got in silently. The car was quiet. As I looked around idly, I suddenly noticed something pink hidden under the center console. Looking closer, it was my dress, still stained with wine I had accidentally spilled on it long ago. It had happened when I went to a roommate dinner with Pei Yu. Nanji, who was still a junior then, had deliberately spilled wine on me. Pei Yu had apologized and said he would wash it and return it to me, but he never mentioned it again. I thought it was lost long ago. I never expected to find it in Fu Sheng's car. My face warmed slightly. I was about to speak when Fu Sheng stopped the car, his clear voice breaking the silence. Zha, we're here. I came back to my senses and prepared to get out, when a pair of big hands suddenly reached out from beside me and trapped me firmly in my seat. Fu Sheng pulled me into his arms, sounding wrong. Zha, why didn't you reply to my messages today? He still has remembered you, has he? I forced a cold smile. No, it seems he has forgotten me completely. Fu Sheng sounded regretful. It's all my fault. If I had stopped him from going out to buy you that cake that day, he wouldn't have gotten hurt. The air in the small space grew warmer. He looked at me, his eyes wet and sincere. Zha, you've tried so hard, but he hasn't come back to you at all. He isn't worth waiting for. Look at me. I'm faithful, better looking than him, and from a better family. Choose me, okay? I suddenly woke up. Fu Sheng's feelings for me had long been more than friendship. He had been present in almost every moment I spent with Pei Yu. When we went out to have fun or go shopping, he always found an excuse to come along. When we went on dates, he showed up at just the right time. He had followed me not too far or too close, but every time I turned around, I could feel his gaze fixed firmly on me. After Pei Yu pretended to lose his memory, he treated me horribly. In front of all his friends in Nanji, he mocked me, saying I was plain and boring. He said even if he liked someone, it would be a campus beauty like Nanji. He even said he would rather never regain his memory than have anything to do with me. Nanji then took his arm and claimed him softly, and I became the laughingstock of everyone. I felt guilty and heartbroken and fell seriously ill. It was Fu Sheng who stayed by my side the entire time. He said he was partly responsible for Pei Yu's injury and offered to help me get his memory back. He took good care of my daily life, knew all my preferences, bought me my favorite foods, and even helped me with my personal laundry. Back then, I was still determined to wait for Pei Yu and had turned him down. But now the whole truth was laid out before me. Pei Yu's lies, exploitation, and betrayal had completely broken my heart. I lifted my head on my own and kissed Fu Sheng, just as I had imagined. He tasted wonderful with a crisp pine scent. I whispered, Fu Sheng, Pei Yu has really forgotten me. I want to start a new life. I barely managed to get out of the car that night. When we got back to my place, Fu Sheng went to take a shower. I easily picked up his phone and opened his WeChat chat with Pei Yu. Message after message from Pei Yu was full of disgust and showing off. Shang, did Lin Zhao bother me today? She showed up with another album again. Just so annoying. I only pretended to lose my memory because I hate how clingy she is. But she still won't let go. I gave her design to Nanji. Did she cry? Fu Sheng replied. She cried. She was sad all night, but she still didn't blame you. She said you lost your memory because you were buying her a cake. So she thinks she's making up for it. Pei Yu didn't care at all and even bragged on. Nanji is way more fun than Linja. Keep covering for me a little longer. He'll go back to her once I've had enough fun. I promise you'll love her the most after that. Fu Sheng was quiet for a long time and only typed one word, okay. I closed the chat with a cold smile and saw a video in their friend group. It showed Pei Yu and Nanji kissing passionately for 2 minutes after losing a game. I turned off my phone without expression. Just then, Fu Sheng walked out of the bathroom. I looked at him and spoke up on my own. Fu Sheng, I've been having nightmares again these days. Can you stay with me tonight? From that day on, Fu Sheng and I officially got together. He spoiled me endlessly. With just one look from me, he gave me everything I wanted. He helped me recover the design draft Pei Yu had completely deleted from my computer, the work I had prepared to apply for post-aggregate recommendation, which Pei Yu had stolen and given to the empty-headed Nanji for a competition. Originally, thinking Pei Yu had lost his memory, I planned to let them have the work. But now I had fully woken up. What belonged to me, I would take back completely. I gathered all the evidence and submitted the original draft and proof materials to the judges of the design competition. The teacher was furious after reading it and told me to rest assured that he would get justice for me, disqualifying Nanji and restore my work. After finishing everything, I walked out of the office building and unexpectedly ran straight into Pei Yu and Nanji. Pei Yu had his arm around Nanji, chatting and laughing with his friends. The second he saw me, he tensed up all over, looking defensive and disgusted, as if I were some unwanted trash. Nanji snuggled even closer into Pei Yu's arms, smiling softly at me triumphantly. I glanced at them calmly and said quietly, "Excuse me, I have class." It was the last class for the design department. After that, we would officially graduate. I walked straight past the lovey-dove couple without stopping or looking back. I didn't see Pei Yu staring at my back in shock and panic. That night, while Fu Sheng was taking a shower, I picked up his phone again. During this time, I often checked his chat history with Pei Yu. Pei Yu sent several messages in a row, sounding panicked. Sheng, what's wrong? When Jaja saw me today, she didn't even come up to me. Did she find out something? Shes never looked at me with such cold eyes. My heart is racing. Fu Sheng replied. You're overthinking it. I'm with her every day. She has no idea. She's just been really tired lately. Worried about you, busy with graduation, and lost her post-aggregate recommendation spot after her design was stolen. Pei Yu was still anxious. No, I feel like she's going to leave me. Should I stop this act and get my memory back? Fu Sheng asked. What about Nanji? I heard she's been practicing hard for your ski trip to Northern Europe. Pei Yu hesitated and finally gave in to his desire for novelty. Right. I'll wait until we get back from Northern Europe. Can you keep an eye on Jaja for me a little longer? Make sure nothing happens to her. Time passed quickly until May, and we were about to graduate. The photography club organized a graduation party at a hot spring hotel on the outskirts. The main group took a chartered bus. Fu Sheng and I planned to drive there, but our car broke down halfway, so we had to ride with Pei Yu. Nanji leaned out of the passenger seat and smiled triumphantly. Seeing your sister. Pei Yu says the passenger seat is only for his girlfriend. I can't give it up. I looked at the passenger seat covered in girlfriend stickers and a pink pillow and smiled lightly. No need. Then I got in the back seat with Fu Sheng. Pei Yu looked at me in surprise and was about to speak when Nanji stuffed a half-eaten bread into his mouth. Coke at this lie, saying, "It doesn't taste good. Can you finish it for me, are you?" Pei Yu ate it without hesitation, even taking it from her fingers. Nanji beamed even more. I was disgusted by their sickly sweet behavior and closed my eyes to rest. Suddenly, my bare knee brushed against his strong, firm leg, pressing close to mine. I opened my eyes and looked at Fu Sheng. He smiled innocently at me and moved his hand closer quietly. I took the scarf from my neck and covered my legs to block his movements, but he only became bolder. I didn't pull away again and leaned slightly toward him. In that moment, I finally understood completely life is long. Why cling to someone who doesn't love you and keeps hurting you? Holding on to fake memories and unworthy people is the greatest betrayal to yourself. When we arrived at the Hot Spring Hotel, Pei Yu showed off his relationship with Nanji even more openly in front of me, as if doing it on purpose. I ate and drank as I pleased, paying no attention to them at all, wisely staying out of their way. But the calmer I was, the unhappier Pei Yu became, his face growing darker and darker. After dinner, Pei Yu couldn't stand it anymore and pulled Fu Sheng aside, suddenly agitated. Ah Shang, what's wrong with Jia? When Nanji and I acted like this in front of her, she wasn't even sad or angry. Does she not love me anymore? Did I go too far? Maybe I should tell her the truth and get my memory back tonight. Fu Sheng held back his laughter and teased him on purpose. Giving up so soon? What about Nanji? I heard you bought a sexy bikini just for tonight to surprise you. Are you really sure? Pei Yu looked at Nanji in the distance, hesitated for a second, and finally let his desire for novelty take over. Let's wait until we get back from here. A few more days won't hurt. Rooms were assigned that night. Only couples like Pei Yu and Nanji shared a room, everyone else had their own. As soon as the group dispersed, Fu Sheng pulled me into his room. After Pei Yu went back to his room, he felt more and more uneasy. Nanzi, his affection left him feeling empty. He couldn't shake the feeling that he was about to lose me forever. He couldn't sit still any longer. He got up and walked to Fu Sheng's door, knocking loudly. At that moment, Fu Sheng and I had just moved from the corner to the sofa. Hearing the knock, Fu Sheng held me by the waist and didn't dare make a sound. But Pei Yu was unusually persistent, pounding on the door and shouting, Ah Sheng, are you asleep? I have something really important to talk to you about. He knocked for a long time. Afraid he would wake the neighbors, Fu Sheng had to lower his voice and speak. Pei Yu, what is it? The knocking stopped abruptly. Pei Yu sensed something was wrong immediately. Ah Sheng, is there a girl in your room? Sorry for disturbing you. I was just worried about Lin Jia and came to ask. The second my name was mentioned, Fu Sheng stiffened. I suddenly spoke, not loudly, but clearly enough to carry through the door. Sent him away. Complete silence fell outside. Then the door was banged so hard it shook. Pei Yu's voice was tight with panic, collapsing into despair. Fu Sheng, who's in there? Open the door. Open it now. I thought you were my best brother. But you're stealing my girl. Zha, I know it's you. Open the door. You can't do this to me. His voice outside was heartbreaking, filled with regret and despair. But I leaned against Fu Sheng's chest, feeling completely calm, not a single ripple in my heart. Pei Yu finally panicked. He finally realized that the girl who had once only had eyes for him, whom he had lied to unheard as he pleased, was never coming back.